Tron was the first feature film to explore computer graphics. Set inside a video game, the environments, vehicles, and special effects were all computer-generated imagery. Walt Disney Feature Animation continued utilizing computer-assisted animation to create elaborate three-dimensional architecture, like the ballroom in Beauty and the Beast. The massive stampede in The Lion King is another good example of how computer-generated models can be combined with hand-drawn characters for a spectacular effect. Back in 1990, Disney teamed with the high-tech innovators at Pixar to invent a computer-assisted production system. The CAPS process revolutionized the way animation is colored and layered. First showcased in The Rescuers Down Under, it's been used on every Disney animated feature since. Meanwhile, Lasseter and the artists at Pixar were also inventing new techniques for making character-based movies by computer. Their four experiments you can look at fueled their dreams of creating. This dummy began to evolve into an old-fashioned cowboy ragdoll named Woody Pride. Created and put through their paces, Spaceman, he needed more stature. So to bolster his
Not today, Zurg!
Restructuring the story to get the right emotional beat meant going back to the drawing board, or in this case, the storyboard.
So this,
if you take the
story structure. 25,000 cartoon panels later, their final script would bring them an Oscar nomination.
What they did was they took
that would breathe. As the story took shape,
Turner and Hooch, which was just hysterics. It's amazing movie, but I saw
perfect touch for the voice of deluded space toy Buzz Lightyear was provided by Home Improvement star Tim Allen.
Toy Story is essentially, of course, a movie about a spaceman from a far-off galaxy, but he doesn't realize he's a toy. So he comes to in this little boy's world thinking that he is Buzz Lightyear.
You are a toy!
You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity. Farewell.
I've enjoyed it because I've always loved animated films, and I've always wondered how the voices get done, and now that I know how they're done, I will never, ever do one of these again.
No, go, just go. I'll catch up.
I was actually acting in there a little bit. There's a whole bunch of... You hated it, though.
It's very interesting because in the beginning, Buzz Lightyear was much more superhero-like, much more Dudley Do-Right. And in fact,
Who goes there?
realistic. Face kept falling off all day, and so
I think I got it.
and of course, Andy.
Worry, huh? So hard to be a
essentially act full head, completely get 17 place. And the word love the takeoff.
Recorded, the editor puts together a version of the movie using only story sketches. From here on, the computer process differs from the way animation has been made for the last century. No more drawing, tracing, or painting. Instead, computer animators manipulate quickly rendered polygons, rendered one frame at a time. Of ourselves. Every setting, toy, and prop starts out as a hand-drawn design created by art director Ralph Eggleston and the art department. The colors and mood of the scenes were defined in the pastel drawings and concept paintings many years before they...
Introducing Business Essentials from U.S. Bank with no monthly maintenance fee checking and card payment processing.
Ever came to life on the big screen. It leaves traditional hand-drawn animation in the dust, as the almost 2,000 computer-generated models used in the film are built from scratch using wireframe geometry completely within virtual reality.
My ship!
Human shapes like those in
Blast. This'll take weeks to repair. Buzz Lightyear mission.
to get believable organic curves and human shapes like those in Buzz's face, actual three-dimensional clay statues were sculpted and then scanned into the computer. This handheld 3D digitizer translates the object into data the computer can interpret by connecting the surface dots. Once the shape of the model is mapped into the computer, it can be viewed from every perspective. Layout artists are the cinematographers of animation. They arrange the models into position and choose interesting camera angles to heighten drama and action. The stagings can be moved and manipulated beyond what real cameras can do, taking us right through the ceiling if need be. Sometimes it's fun to borrow a classic shot, like in this homage to the rolling boulder scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Computer geniuses. One of the things that make
Some of the most complex moving shapes ever generated by computers. Yet sometimes you could find them consulting
everything to read just successful job, full expression, everything to
technical director Bill Richting is getting the audience to believe. The trick of good animation acting is getting the audience to believe that the toys have emotions and a mind of their own. To achieve this, supervising technical director Bill Reeves gave Woody over 700 animation controls, 212 in his face, including 58 for his mouth alone.
we were like pioneers, and it was so exciting. Stick around their
Army Men. The animation in order to capture realistic movement for the Green Army Men, the animation staff took turns hobbling around the office with their shoes nailed to a board. Believe it or not, they got paid for doing this.
While all, and we were one of our fake Frankenstein.
Greatest challenges. Computer scientists figured out how to give skin an oil that would do justice.
Read that said,
Sid's head were created. Examples of these shaders include the scratches which cover Sid's desk, the shiny aluminum surface of the air duct, and the rough graininess of the asphalt of the street. In fact, every color, texture, and pattern is a shader, right down to the reflections in Buzz's helmet and the decals on his suit. Details too time-consuming and expensive to be drawn frame by frame in cell animation. Lighting was accomplished by breaking the shot down into the various light sources, then combining them until the desired effect was achieved. Only then is a shot ready for final rendering, where a specially invented digital film printer takes over from the humans and combines the shapes, colors, and effects for each of the 110,000 frames. This is how they created the first all-digital motion picture.
It's getting on my nerves.
Are you saying you want to lodge a complaint with Star Command?
Oh,
With millions of bits of data safely recorded on film, it was time to work on the soundtrack.
Oh, yeah?
with Disney animated film.
The score and conducted Toy Story's 97-piece orchestra on the same stage where The Wizard of Oz and Singing in the Rain were recorded. Masterpiece.
A meeting adjourned.
Toy Story was set for a Thanksgiving 1995 release, and as the date neared, the volume of work exploded. What had started as a series of hand-drawn pencil sketches was evolving into a finely layered masterpiece. In the end, over 800,000 hours of machine time would be required to render the final elements for the 77 minutes of film.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. That's good.
When we were starting Toy Story, we knew that we would probably be making the first, I couldn't believe what the first computer
Walt Disney tradition, drawing cartoons.
Pixar. They didn't just make a movie, they made history to each of the 1.2 to put high-tech graphics into the hands of cartoon animators.
I remember the moment when I first...
To the future of computer animation.
Drawing of that. And I think that's in the grand Walt Disney tradition.
As to the future of computer animation, perhaps the toys sum it up best.
To infinity and beyond!
Everybody's going to notice and talk about the fact this is the very first computer animation.
To infinity and beyond!
notice and talk about the fact this is the everybody's going to notice and talk about the fact this is the very first computer animated feature film. But the computers are just tools. They didn't create this picture. It's the people that created the picture. Everybody's going to notice and talk about the fact this is the very first computer animated feature film. But the computers are just tools. They didn't create this picture. It's the people that created the picture. Everybody's going to notice and talk about the fact this is the very first computer animated feature film. But the computers are just tools. They didn't create this picture. It's the people that created the picture. The computers are just tools. They didn't create this picture. It's the people that created the picture. The computers are just tools. They didn't create this picture. The computers are just tools. They didn't create. The computers are just tools. They didn't create this picture. It's the people. The computers are just tools. They didn't. The computers are just tools. They didn't create this picture. It's the people that created the picture. They didn't create this picture. It's the people. They didn't create this picture. It's the people. They didn't create this picture. They didn't create. They didn't create this picture. It's the people that created the picture.